I really wanted to give you some nice background scenery because it's a beautiful sunny day, but it's too bright and then I look too dark and you can't even see my face. So I am talking to you with the blinds down so that you can actually see my face. But just imagine green grass that I am looking at there, and actually the tide is out and I can see the beach and it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I want to talk about soil, and I think it's because I've obviously been doing a lot more research. I've been following Dr. Zach Bush. I have been deep diving into it because of my own infertility issues, and when I think about how he describes soil, I actually want us to think about this a little bit deeper. Think about, without soil, would we have human life? Without the soil, would we have food? Would the food have vitamins and minerals and nutrients in it if we didn't have good quality soil? So it does come down to the soil was the beginning of humankind. And the soil sustains human life. So fertility began in the soil. So I remember my kids when they were little, and thank goodness I had an amazing mom, an amazing dad that used to play in the garden with the kids when they were little. And I remember my mom making sure that they put their hands in the dirt. They ran bare feet their whole childhood. They were bare feet in the garden, and they were making mud pies. I remember coming home and seeing all these mud pies, up the staircase on the in the garden, up the stairs on the garden, and these mud pies would be made. I'm going, yay, my kids played in the soil. They felt the soil. They had their hands in the soil. And really, I don't want us to be afraid of the soil. The soil, if you think about it, soil is not dirt. Soil is the universe of life. Soil creates life. If we didn't have good quality soil, would we have good quality human beings? If we didn't have good food coming in from the soil, when we ate from the earth, would we actually have the strong human being race that we've got today? So I eat a lot of fruits and veggies. I do. I eat a lot of fruits and veggies, and I truly believe is because it's nature's food. It's food that does come from the earth. It is living food. It's got its own vibration, and I do believe that was my healing. My healing happened when I ate loads of fruits and veggies and living food. The biggest healing I feel I had when I was trying to heal my infertility was when I ate raw food. So there was a time where I didn't eat meat. I do eat meat today, but there was a time where everything I ate was just raw. It was raw fruits, it was raw veggies. I just ate raw and I just felt alive. I felt alive, but I also made sure that it was good quality. I really, really had good quality. So I want us to think about the soil being the source of life. And if we are trying to heal fertility issues, if there are a lot of women in today's world that are battling to fall pregnant, they're battling to conceive, could it possibly be the quality of the food and the quality of the soil? I was chatting yesterday with a dairy farmer. And so I think about dairy farming. I think about cows, they eat the grass, they go and get milked. That's how I think about a dairy farm. The cows, they're eating the grass, they're going to get milked. A lot of dairy farms, the cows don't even get outside. They've been grain fed, they're inside warehouses, and they get milked. But I live in New Zealand, and it's so beautiful to see so many of the dairy farms. The cows are outdoors. They are in the grass. They are in the fields. And it's really beautiful to see. However, I didn't think about this. The dairy farmer said to me, he's been exposed himself. He's been exposed to a lot of chemicals because he's been spraying the fields. So I'm going, but you're not planting veggies or crops. So why are you spraying the fields? Like, I was trying to understand, like, why are you spraying the fields? He goes, for the weeds. I said, don't the cows eat the weeds? He goes, no, we were spraying to get rid of the weeds because that's what we were taught. We were taught that we had to kill the weeds and then the cows could eat the rest of the grass. And I'm going, but cows eat weeds, they eat grass, they eat it all in order for their gut microbiome to be in balance. Weeds are actually really good. Weeds are good. Weeds are amazing. I've been on a farm where the farmer made the weeds just grow wild, and he had the cows come and eat the weeds, and he had the chickens come and, eat the other little bits along the way. And it was just so awesome to see a free cows, free chickens really just roaming around. It was a vineyard actually. And he said to me, it was the Reinecker vineyard in the Cape area, just outside Cape Town. And I remember Johan Reinecker, the owner of the farm, he said to me, pull out the weeds, which we did. He said, look what's at the root of the weed. At the root of the weed were the bugs. He said, if I don't keep the weeds, then I've got to use pesticides because those bugs won't go to the root of the weeds. They'll go to my vineyard. So I keep the weeds to keep the bugs where the bugs need to be. The bugs need to be in the soil. They need to be in the soil. They need to be eating the roots of the weeds. So if you have weeds in your garden, yay! Yay! I think it's so important to have weeds around because it's keeping the bugs where the bugs need to be so that you don't need the pesticides. So this dairy farmer has been spraying his grass. So then I start thinking, because I do know that the dairy that I analyze in my clinic is very acidic. It's very, very acidic. And people that drink a lot of dairy, it's very acidic. So I'm going, how does it become acidic? It becomes acidic because there's lots of chemicals in it. There's lots of pesticides in it. I didn't realize that the pesticides were going on the soil and then the cows were eating straight from there. So really, I want us to think, just think a little bit more about where's your food coming from and what's in your food. And if you have infertility issues, is it not time that we detox the chemicals in our body? Because that's what I had to do. I had to detox my body over and over and over again to get deep toxins, chemicals, heavy metals, all the toxic buildup out of my body. And I know that it hides in the fat cells because when the body's got lots of toxins, the fat accumulates around the toxins to protect your body. So now you've got these extra little fat cells that are actually harboring the chemicals. So when we start detoxing, we start popping open the fat cells and the toxins get released, we've got to get them out the body. We've got to get them out the body. And food, real food, fruits and veggies can do that process for us. So I want to encourage all of you. And I want you to just comment here. How many of you have herb gardens or grow your own veggies? Please just comment, like, I grow my own veggies, I have a herb garden, I do microgreens, whatever you're doing. If you can just comment below. I want to see how many people are in control of their own food source. Really, because I feel more and more drawn to being in control of my own food source and knowing where my food comes from. Where does my milk come from? Where does everything come from that I'm putting in my mouth? Because depending on where it's coming from, it will depend on the effect that it's having on your body. And is your food clean of chemicals? Is it clean of toxins? Or do we need to detox our bodies in order to make sure that we actually get the toxins out? Because I feel that our soil is not always clean. And because the soil's not always clean, we're not always getting the best quality. So I might have opened up a can of worms here, but I do know for my own infertility, for my own healing process, when I was going through and trying to make me fertile, trying to make me create another human being, part of it was cleaning out my body. It was detoxing my body from a very, very deep level, and then eating the foods that were actually going to do that process, and eating the foods that were going to enhance my energy of my cells. So I'm here really just enhancing what Dr. Zach Bush is doing, telling it from my own experience, from my own stories, from who I've come across, from who I'm bumping into, from who I'm talking about. Let's be more aware and conscious about the soils on this earth and the food that we're choosing. Have an awesome day. And I know that if you're listening to me, you're going to be choosing the right things, and you're going to be bringing the energy back into every one of your cells. And if you want more, you reach out to me. Mwah! Have a beautiful day.